He stood there, drenched in motor oil, the bitter taste of humiliation burning worse than the liquid stinging his eyes. The crowd's laughter echoed, a cruel chorus, as the rich air sneered, spitting words and venom with equal force. This wasn't just a moment, it was a collision of privilege and pride, a spark that would ignite a fire nobody saw coming. Where are you watching this unfold? Are you in New York, London, Chicago, or somewhere else? Drop your city below, and let's talk about what this moment means to you. He was Marcus Tate, a 32-year-old mechanic whose hands bore the scars of a life spent fixing what others broke. Born and raised in a working-class neighborhood in Detroit, Marcus had built a reputation at JT Auto Repair for his meticulous work and quiet dignity. His dark skin glistened with sweat under the shop's fluorescent lights, and his steady gaze met every customer with respect, no matter who they were. The shop, a gritty hub of clanging tools and oil-stained floors, was his domain, a place where skill trumped status. She was Vanessa Caldwell, 28, heir to the Caldwell real estate empire, worth hundreds of millions. Her platinum blonde hair and designer sunglasses screamed wealth, but her sharp tongue cut deeper than her family's fortune. Vanessa rolled into JT Auto Repair one humid July afternoon in 2024, her sleek Bentley Continental coughing and sputtering. She stepped out, heels clicking, her impatience palpable as she scanned the shop like it was beneath her. They crossed paths at 2:17 p.m., a moment that would ripple through their lives and beyond. Marcus, wiping his hands on a rag, approached her with his usual calm professionalism. "Ma'am, what's the issue with your car?" he asked, his voice steady. Vanessa barely looked at him, tossing her keys onto the counter. "It's making a noise. Fix it, and make it quick. I don't have all day." The tension sparked almost immediately. Marcus diagnosed the issue, a failing alternator, and explained it would take a few hours. Vanessa scoffed, her voice dripping with disdain. "A few hours? Do you know who I am? I don't wait." Marcus, unfazed, replied, "I understand, ma'am, but we'll need to order the part. I'll do my best to speed it up." His calm only seemed to infuriate her more. The shop was busy that day, with 2 other mechanics and a handful of customers waiting. A few locals lingered, sipping coffee and watching the exchange. Vanessa's voice grew louder, her words sharper. "You people always take forever. What's wrong with you? Can't you do your job?" Marcus clenched his jaw but kept his tone even. "I'm doing my job, ma'am. We'll get it done right." Then it happened. Vanessa, red-faced and seething, leaned forward and spat in his face. The room froze. The saliva glistened on Marcus's cheek, but he didn't flinch. The crowd, some locals, some strangers, watched in stunned silence. Then, as if possessed by her own fury, Vanessa grabbed a can of motor oil from the counter and poured it over Marcus's head. The thick, black liquid dripped down his face, staining his shirt, pooling on the floor. A few in the crowd laughed, nervous, cruel chuckles that pierced the air. Others gasped, but no one moved. "You think you're better than me," Vanessa hissed. "You're nothing. Fix my car, or I'll make sure this dump shuts down." Marcus wiped the oil from his eyes, his hands trembling not from fear, but from a rage he fought to contain. "Ma'am," he said, voice low, "you need to leave." The standoff hung heavy. Vanessa smirked, tossing her hair, confident her wealth and status made her untouchable. Marcus, drenched and humiliated, stood his ground, his silence louder than her insults. The crowd's laughter faded, replaced by uneasy murmurs. Something was shifting, and everyone felt it. Word of the incident spread like wildfire. By evening, a shaky cell phone video, recorded by a customer, hit social media. The clip, Vanessa spitting, pouring oil, and the crowd's laughter, was viewed thousands of times within hours. Hashtags like #justice for Marcus and #Caldwell scandal trended on X. Local news picked it up, and soon, national outlets were calling JT Auto Repair for comment. Marcus, still reeling, refused interviews. He went home, showered off the oil, but the weight of the day clung to him. His wife, Lena, a nurse with a fiery spirit, urged him to fight back. "You can't let her get away with this, Marcus. She thinks she owns the world." Marcus nodded, but his mind was a storm. He'd faced prejudice before, slurs, slights, doors slammed in his face, but this was different. This was public, deliberate, and personal. Vanessa, meanwhile, doubled down. In a statement released through her family's PR firm, she claimed Marcus had been rude and incompetent, justifying her actions as a moment of frustration. She didn't apologize. Her father, Richard Caldwell, a titan in Detroit's real estate scene, pulled strings to keep the story contained, but the internet was relentless. Protesters gathered outside Caldwell Tower, demanding accountability. Marcus's supporters, including local activists and union leaders, rallied at the shop, turning it into a makeshift hub for outrage and solidarity. The legal battle began swiftly. Marcus, with Lena's encouragement, hired a lawyer, Aisha Brooks, known for taking on high-profile civil rights cases. Aisha filed a lawsuit against Vanessa for assault and defamation, seeking damages and a public apology. The Caldwells countered with their own legal team, accusing Marcus of provoking the incident to extort money. The case became a lightning rod, splitting opinions. Some saw Vanessa as a spoiled brat abusing her privilege. Others, swayed by her family's influence, painted Marcus as an opportunist. Tensions escalated when Vanessa appeared on a local talk show, her demeanor polished but unrepentant. "I'm not perfect," she said, her voice smooth, "but that man disrespected me, and I reacted. I'm the victim here." The host pressed her, citing the video, but Vanessa deflected, claiming it was edited to make her look bad. Marcus, watching at home, gripped the armrest of his couch. Lena muttered, "She's lying through her teeth." The community response grew heated. At a city council meeting, residents clashed, some defending Marcus, others echoing Vanessa's narrative, swayed by the Caldwell name. A protest outside the shop turned chaotic when a Caldwell supporter threw a bottle, narrowly missing Marcus. He stood firm, addressing the crowd. "I'm not here for pity. I'm here for respect, same as I give every one of you." His words, calm but resolute, went viral, amplifying his cause. Behind the scenes, Aisha uncovered dirt. Vanessa had a history, unpaid fines, hushed-up altercations, even a settled case involving a former employee who claimed racial harassment. Aisha leaked this to a sympathetic journalist, and the story exploded. The Caldwell's empire, built on charm and connections, began to wobble. Investors pulled back, and tenants in their properties started asking questions. But Vanessa wasn't done. She posted on X, a thread accusing Marcus of playing the race card and ruining her life. Her followers, wealthy elites and their echo chambers, amplified her words, flooding Marcus's social media with hate. He received threats, slurs, even a brick through his shop's window. Yet he kept working, fixing cars, shaking hands with supporters, his quiet strength, a rebuke to the chaos. The trial loomed, set for October 2025. Evidence mounted, witness statements, the unedited video, even a second angle from the shop's security camera. Vanessa's team pushed for a settlement, offering Marcus $500,000 to drop the case. He refused. "It's not about money," he told Aisha. "It's about her learning she can't treat people like this." The courtroom was packed on the trial's first day. Marcus sat, composed in a navy suit Lena had picked out. Vanessa, in a tailored dress, avoided his gaze. The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Evelyn Carter, called for order as Aisha presented the video. Gasps rippled through the room as the footage played. Vanessa's spit, the oil, the laughter. The crowd's reaction in the video mirrored the courtroom's now. Shock, disgust, unease. Then came the twist. Aisha called a surprise witness, Tyler, a former Caldwell employee who'd worked security at their estate. Tyler, a nervous white man in his 20s, testified that Vanessa had bragged about the incident at a family dinner, laughing about putting that mechanic in his place. He'd recorded her, secretly, on his phone. The audio was damning, Vanessa's voice, smug and unfiltered, mocking Marcus's pathetic little shop. The courtroom erupted. Judge Carter banged her gavel. Vanessa's composure cracked. Her lawyers scrambled, but the damage was done. The jury deliberated for just 3 hours before finding her guilty of assault and defamation. She was ordered to pay $2 million in damages, issue a public apology, and complete 200 hours of community service at a Detroit community center serving low-income families. The Caldwell stock plummeted, and Richard Caldwell publicly distanced himself from his daughter, calling her actions unacceptable. Marcus didn't celebrate. He donated half the settlement to a local youth program teaching auto repair to kids from his neighborhood. His shop thrived, now a symbol of resilience. Vanessa's apology, posted on X, was curt and insincere, but it didn't matter. The world had seen her for what she was. Months later, Marcus spoke at a community event, his voice steady as ever. "This wasn't about me," he said. "It was about every person who's been spit on, looked down on, told they're less. We're more than that, always have been." The crowd roared. "What do you think? Should Vanessa have faced harsher consequences, or was justice served?" Drop your thoughts and your city, whether it's Atlanta, Manchester, or anywhere else. Let's keep this conversation going.